Hello and welcome to week 5. I have begun correcting your papers. So far, they are looking excellent. And while I don't agree with your conclusions on some of them, that does not mean that you did not write them very well. You'll notice that in my comments that I may disagree with the ethical decision you came to, but I can't disagree with the reasoning you guys have used so far. So great job. That is kind of the point of these, is that if you can describe and back up how you made your decision, it's not a wrong decision, even if I disagree with it. So for our warm welcome, please add a visual or quote that fits you this week. Humor is encouraged but not required. For example, I never make the same mistake twice. I make it 3 to 4 times just to be sure. Please add it in the initial remarks thread. Another thing you'll notice that your guys are getting points for chat. That is for responding to the initial remarks. We have the same 3 learning outcomes this week. We have the 3 signature practices. We're examining how our core principles intersect with existing codes of ethics, as well as taking a deeper look into our textbook, the argumentative scale, and the ethical scale of leadership. And just a question for you guys to look at: ethics and trauma-informed practice in education. How does what you have learned so far connect to your district's mission and vision? Ethical and trauma-informed practices in education can be defined as trauma-informed education as a school-wide system that recognizes the prevalence of adverse and traumatic childhood experiences and equips teachers and staff with knowledge to recognize trauma and strategies to support students who experience trauma. If you are curious what the Minnesota Teaching Code of Ethics looks like, there is a link to the kind of statute about it. And this code applies to all persons licensed according to the rules established by PELSB. So it is relatively recently updated because PELSB only came out in the last decade. I can't remember the exact year that they switched over to them. Why is it important? What stands out to you? To me, a teacher shall provide professional education services in a non-discriminatory manner. A teacher shall make a reasonable effort to protect the student from conditions harmful to health and safety. And a teacher shall not knowingly make false and malicious statements about students or colleagues. Why is it important, and how does it connect to your own ethical beliefs? If you would like to add your answers to these 2 questions to the initial remarks, you may, but the only required part is that quote or visual. For discussion board 1, please complete the self-assessment 7.2 argumentativeness scale. After completing the scoring, please reflect on your results and state if you were surprised at your level of motivation to argue. You do not need to reply to peers. For number 2, please complete the self-assessment ethical scale leadership and record that score. Then complete the self-assessment a second time with your responses to the question based on your own leadership style, substituting the word employees with colleagues or students. Reflect on the 2 scores and share your ideas about the notion that people tend to enjoy working with leaders who have the same ethical leadership style. Again, please post your initial reflection only, and peer replies are not needed this week. Your big assignment for this week is an ethical and moral leadership presentation. The purpose of this assignment is to promote ethical and moral leadership through the analysis of an educational issue through the application of the 5 ethical perspectives outlined in Johnson's chapter 5. Utilitarianism and Kant's categorical imperative, you guys have already used those in your paper that was due on the 28th. And then justice is fairness, pragmatism, and altruism. Please refer to the assignment rubric. That can be found in the syllabus. The assignment expectations are that you're going to design an 8 to 10 slide presentation using whatever platform you like, as long as it allows for your voice and the slides to be heard or seen at the same time. And it needs to be able to be shared into our D2L. So please make sure you have those share settings set up correctly so they work. You're going to identify an educational issue at your school and analyze the selected issue through the 5 ethical perspectives. The analysis should promote thoughtful reflection on various ethical perspectives on addressing the educational issues in school settings today, with the emphasis being the one that you talked about that's happening at your school. Please include a minimum of 5 in-text citations to support the ethical perspective analysis of the issue. Your intended audience is other educational professionals. Get rid of that because we are not a synchronous course. For asynchronous courses, which is us, your presentation should be posted. Make sure you include that voiceover part. And this should be done in 3rd person. Calendar check. Due this upcoming Saturday, October 5th, that ethical moral leadership presentation I was just talking about. And then the last assignment you guys will have due is due October 19th. Note that date because it is a Saturday of week 7. You have the normative leadership theories impact paper. The purpose of this assignment is to research one of the normative leadership theories found in Johnson's chapter 8. Determine which of the normative leadership theories most align with your educational philosophy and values as an ethical leader. Then describe how your professional practice is influenced by the normative leadership theories that resonate with your current leadership style, and how you will seek to refine and improve your leadership style in the future. And again, please look at the assignment rubric in the syllabus. This should be a 5 to 7 page paper, not including your APA cover or reference pages. Include a description or definition of the one leadership theory selected. I will say if you are really stuck between 2, that is fine. You can do more than 1. It'll just end up being a little bit on the longer side. An explanation with examples of how this style aligns with your educational philosophy and values as an ethical leader. Describe your professional practice and how the leadership theory has influenced it. And describe at least 2 areas of leadership that you would seek to improve or refine in the future, and provide examples. Minimum of 3 citations from the course text in the paper. If you go outside of the course text, that is just fine with me. For this one, it is an informal APA, so you may use first-person voice. Make sure you include an APA cover page, in-text citations, and a reference page. Have a great week. I look forward to trying to read through your papers by the end of the day on Wednesday. Thank you.